Welcome to a new battleground.
Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. You currently can watch every video game that we could get our hands on from 1971, and we're currently playing all the video games released at some time in October 1982.
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, sir.
Ah, only two things come out of Oklahoma.
And we were last playing Donkey Monkey on the TRS-80 color computer. That's a pretty good game. Of all the Donkey Kong variants, it was pretty charming. Also, get yourself to the second stage, which is a blend of two stages from Donkey Kong. Lots of fun. Let's press forward and see our next game. We're going to hang out a little longer on the Coco and play Flipper. Flipper on the TRS-80 color computer. Don't get too excited. It's not about the dolphin. Here's all we have for advertisements down in the bottom right. It is a fun, challenging version of Othello-type board games. Whoa! Othello-type board games has options for the computer to play against itself. If you want to watch the computer play Othello, you can. It's only $16.95, and that's it. An example of a screenshot, too. This will be pretty simple. Let's pop it and play Flipper. This is by Colorsoft. Mario Zamora at some time in October 1982. What's on this disc? How do we... Oh, it's in BASIC. Let's run some Flipper. We played quite a bit of Othello or Reversey games. This marks our 23rd game we've played that's like Othello or Reversey. I don't think anything's ever been called Flipper. There we go. We got a really quick little ditty before we play. So yeah, you can do 0 players if you want to play with just the computer playing itself. We're not going to do that. Let's play against the computer and see how badly they beat us. Let's do 1 player. Do we win with the first move? Yes, we do. TRS, oh, the level of the computer. Let's crank it up. We have played 23 versions of Othello here on the show. We're ready for the pro. So you can do interact for each move, clear, erases P to pass, and you can. So it's all keyboard. So we don't do anything with our analog joystick on the Coco. There would be a short pause, and there we go. We're in. It spells out Flipper for us. Very, very charming. This is the very first game by Mario Zamora we've seen here on Chronologically Gaming. It's the second game by Colorsoft after Escape that they released for the Dragon 32. All right, so, and this is the very first game that Anteco published, if you were in that region. All right, so what we do to move, okay, so we're green, so we go first. That means I'm typing in, do I just do 2, 1? Oh, wait, I typed it wrong. Yeah, it's going to say, nope, you can't do 1, 1. Let's do it again. 2, there we go. So this is less intuitive than some of the other console games we played, Othello or Reversi, because they allowed you to move the cursor around the screen. All right, so now computer's going to do its move. The TRSE level 3, what will it do? Most likely it's going to go for 22. Yeah, there it is. Gets a score of 3. So every time we move, though, it's playing some sound or tune. Yes, Brian, one of these. We're playing every video game, including the board game ones. All right, so we can move next. Let's go to 23. Make sure you get the corners. Got to take the corners if you play Othello or Reversi. I would know. I've played 23 different versions since the beginning of time, and that is not exhaustive. There's other versions of Othello or Reversi that are out there. There's reasons we've avoided some of the versions. The original TRS-80 had a few too. And the Apple II. So there you go. There's a quick taste of Flipper, or what it would be like to play Flipper on the TRS-80. Of all the games you can play right now, it is okay, but we do have other versions that use the joystick, and it makes a world of difference instead of having to type in the coordinates for what. Thanks, Brian. Glad you feel my pain. Of all the games you can play right now, it works, it is colorful, it is musical, but it is not a exceptional title. I'm going to say, of all the games you can play right now, yeah, I see 2.5 from the chat, and so I'm going to actually go lower. I'm going to say Flipper is bad of all the games you can be playing right now. Give it a 5 for all the games. We played better Othello and Reversi versions than this one, definitely. Yeah, I see some 2.5s, subpar. I'm going to say bad, because there's other games you can be playing on the home computer besides this one. But that's not all. Yes, there's other Reversi ones. We also have Flipper on the Dragon 32. More Flipper all for you. And as usual, the Dragon 32 has more artwork. Here's the front of the box. They're going with the, are you playing Go or not playing Go? So they have to put some, what it looks like Orientals on the front of the box. But why? It's almost like the marketing didn't know what to do with this style of games. It's the Oriental Electronic Strategy game. Right. After the game is filled the board with colored pieces, this one on the inside sleeve, we have the rules, and then a few tips for advanced strategy and planning. And they have color soft services. As long as with the cassette, we're going to pop into our Dragon 32. That's right. There is better even Othello and Reversi games we could play on the TRS-80 color computer. And here you go for Dragon 32. I'm not even going to play this that long. Let's pop in Flipper, again by Mario Zamora and Colorsoft. Published by Microdeal here on the Dragon 32. Let's go. Should be still basic. Yeah, still running basic. We have to fast forward through the cassette, but there it is. Welcome to Colorsoft's Flipper. We have the quick little ditty that runs in the background. Still colorful. As usual, we can do 2 players and a short pause before the game begins, and it's the same as it was before. Even though there are joysticks that work on this home computer, they are not used. You just type in a few coordinates on the keyboard, and then you go. That's it, Manly. Microdeal has given us some things that you could say is a big deal, but this is not a big deal, at least for all the video games we could play up to this point. Oh, Chris, that's a good point. If you've never played the actual Go, I've never played it on the board. Everything I've ever played is in video game form. All right, so we can make our move. Let's go with 44 this time. Colors it in. And there it is. Flipper. Of all the games you could be playing right now in October 1982, I'm still going to say bad. It's 2 stars of everything that could be played. It also depends on the person that's playing it, because I've played other Othello and Reversi, and there's better ways to play it on home computers. There's better ways to play it on home consoles, too. All right, so after Flipper, what possibly could be next? All right, our next release is on the Atari home computer, whether you got the 400 or 800, and this is Galahad and the Holy Grail. This marks our 375th game we've played on this home computer. That's how many games are out there. Oh, man. Let's take a look at the box. It is another one by APX, the Atari Program Exchange. This one is the 41st game that we've seen published by them. Great idea, Atari. Get the programmers to send in stuff and then publish them. I love it. It's a graphic adventure with almost 100 rooms for one or more players. And you're going to see that in the manual. It's kind of funny. It's almost like they could turn any video game from one player into multiple. This is the example of the disc, and you flip it over the back. Everything by APX looks the same on the back. It's just advertising that it's programs by our users for our users. And there's the ad you would have seen by APX at the time. Yes. Oh, really? It's an Atari Legend, Marshall? Then we got to dive into that. There's the 5 1/4 floppy disk. If you had the disc version of it, and you can see it's by Douglas Crawford. Way to go, Douglas. First game we've seen by Douglas Crawford. And then a later one, if Antec, I believe, released this one over in 1985. So this is the later disc. Don't know if we're going to see it in 1985, but here it is, the very first time you could see Galahad and the Holy Grail. We do have the manual on the inside, and the reason why we have Monty Python and the Holy Grail playing in the background is because there's a lot of homages to Monty Python here. Yes, hopefully the game does not fart in our general direction. There we go. The manual has by Douglas Crawford, and I want to go through a few of the things or highlights from this manual. It explains a little bit, it has a lot of legendary background right here, but this is a fan game of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and it has nods and homages to lots of things like an evil rabbit, or the holy hand grenade is in here if you happen to find it. So of all the games we played up to this point, there was another Monty Python reference on the Apple II called The Quest for the Holy Grail that we didn't play by Superior Software. This one is the second Monty Python and the Holy Grail reference of all time, but the first time we've ever seen it here on Chronologically Gaming. There's another Holy Grail reference from a game we played called The Quest over on the ZX Spectrum. And so this is the second Holy Grail reference we've seen for any video game, but you essentially need to go find the Holy Grail. Yes, all the knights swore they would depart the next day to find the Grail, and it made Arthur very sad, for he knew many good knights would not return, and perhaps the fellowship of the Round Table would be broken. And so we have to go get it. There's a lot of lore with references to Monty Python up there. We need a 32K of RAM and a joystick. Make sure you got that Atari VCS joystick plugged in. Shows us how to load in the game. You can play a simple version if you press select, where it unlocks all the doors and it leads a path to the White Castle where the Grail is. We must find the White Castle. Controls are moved around with the joystick all around. Some surfaces are deadly, like deep water, but then there's some surfaces that slow you down, so it just moves a little slower to move through. And there's even some secret passages as well. There's helpful objects in the game, like the sword, where you can use to fight monsters, the action wedge, which makes you run fast and jump higher. The magic ring protects you from monsters, and hand grenades, holy hand grenades. Yes, the holy hand grenade of Antioch. The hand grenade explodes 3 seconds after you drop it, or is it 5 seconds? I don't remember. And there's also keys to unlock doors. They're color-coded for the doors that they open. There's lots of dangers. The knights, the dragon, the rabbit. So foul and cruel, no man has ever fought with it and lived. There's spiders, monster moth. This is so fun. I hope we can find a shrubbery, Chris. Oh man, so to win you have to find the 3 keys, find the Holy Grail, return it to the Whitechapel, to not press the select key, attain the goal in life, and then that's awesome, and to slay all the monsters. There you go. So they make lots of different goals, and they even say you can play this. Look at this tournament play. This is why I wanted to bring up, they say it's multiple people. It's really not. It's only one player, but you can play with 2 or more players, but you have to agree on different goals, make your own goals, and then any number of people can play the game, which that'd be for every game. We're going to go with it's only a single player game. They do have further reading here about the Arthurian legend, which is kind of nice. They have designer's notes by Douglas Crawford right here. Very, very interesting. This one is the second version of the manual, at least that I could find. There's a first version of the manual, and I could have gone with that one. And the version of the game we're going to be playing is the first version. There's another version later that has fixes of the few bugs that you can find in the game. And there's a lot. All right, so this one has a few other versions. You can see there's Antic Software. We're just going to pop in and play the very first version of Galahad and the Holy Grail by Atari Program Exchange at some time in October 1982. When did it come out in October? We're not really sure. So after the errors and problems, you're going to see that there is some collision detection issues that are in this game and flashing scenes that get fixed later in other revisions. There's a big major bug in this one, though. Whenever you hold the key and touch a knight, the key will warp to a random location in the game. It'll turn into a sword, and then you have to go find the key wherever it lands. Big bug, causes lots of problems. But here we go. This game apparently has 100 rooms. We are not a single pixel. We are represented by a diamond, I guess, but we start over here in the church, and this is very akin to playing Warren Robinette's Adventure. I can move down. You can see to the next screen. Oh, I found the shield. Oh, is that the sword? Oh, it is the sword. I just picked it up randomly. Can we fight the knight? Yes, and we fought the knight and destroyed him. If I push the red button, then I drop the item, or the sword, you can see, and I can pick up the shield. You can only hold one thing at a time, a la Adventure. So I'm going to be referencing Adventure quite a bit because this one has so many nods, especially when, look at this, when you hold the sword, it looks like it, right? So you have lots of different items, but you have 100 rooms or screens to go through, which is a much bigger adventure. And with the Monty Python thing, look at this. You go across the bridge, and if I go through the green, notice how I slow down just a little bit. It has a real amount of adventure and fun, like exploration. I can even cross, look, the little streams here. I want to go find the killer rabbit and destroy it. Or go find a shrubbery, Chris. So you can see I reached a wall over here on the right side. We make our way to the top. What do we got here? Another path. Let's keep going up here. Is this the max? Yeah, that's the... If it doesn't open up completely, you can see the top of the screen is another boundary. But I feel pretty protected now. Even though I don't have the shield, I have the sword. And oh, here's the wedge. Look at this. We can drop the sword, pick up the wedge, and then boom! We can really explore the whole world as fast as possible. We're just very unprotected. Can we cross? Oh, that's right. Don't go in the deep water or you die. Let's see if we can go get our wedge again. Oh, let's go pick up our sword. Oh, he got us. The Black Knight always triumphs. Let's try it again. Get the sword. All right, let's go ahead and head down here. Is our wedge still there? It is. It saves it. Oh, here comes the Black Knight. He followed us from screen to screen. Yes. So much fun. It's almost as satisfying. Oh, the White Knight. Oh, wait. Oh, man, I can't believe that I got through that one. Okay, so it gives me the same vibes as fighting the dragon from Adventure. You know, chasing you from screen to screen. Thanks, Kun. Yeah, be sure to send out as many Monty Python references as possible. So here we are at the Black Castle. We cannot go in until we find the Black Key. So we can explore around. Look how many screens this is. Don't go in the deep water, or you'll die. Oh, but our speed wedge, I forget what they called it, is on the other side. Let's keep exploring. Yeah, so much fun. And when they say 100 screens, they're talking like, oh, there's the White Castle. Can we go in? Looks like it's open. It is. Why is the arrow going up? What does the arrow mean? I'm going to bring my sword and... Oh, wait. Just as I say that. Got him. The Green Knight. Oh, I went on an opposite screen. I must have jumped off the side of the castle. Let's go into the door so we can keep going into the castle. Oh, and we have a maze. Oh gosh, spiders. Whoa, they come in fast. You got to be on your guard. So we got a dead end there. I'm so familiar with Adventure that I'm not used to the maze. This, I follow the maze around. I know where everything is. Wait a second. How do I get? It's a puzzle or something. Maybe I go down. No, that's the way out. Yeah, that's the way out of the castle. I'm wondering if there's like an invisible wall, because there is places that you warp or invisible locations. What? It's amazing. All right, so let's go into the side over here. And it leads... Okay, so we need to go down. There. Okay, I got it. You have to remember about the screen wrap. Oh, but it's a giant maze. You have items you can pick up and carry around. It is It's actually an excellent version of adventure to play. And I keep referencing the Atari one. We would play plenty. There's lots of other games like adventure out there across all platforms. This marks the 15th game that plays kind of like adventure on the Atari 2600. This one's very well done, though. Yeah, it's got to be a big influence because it plays so close to it, but it's like they're expanding on it. And I got to stress again, the version we're playing on has a little more bugs than a re-released one. So the first time you were to play this one, you would have found a few things a little clunky, especially with like getting yourself stuck on walls, things like that. All right, so let's go. Oh, what is this? A golden bridge? I don't know. And I don't think there's people we can talk to figure out the puzzle. Maybe I dropped my sword? No? How do we get... Oh. I should have brought my sword. Let me go back. I don't know what the wall is, but I found the way to get over here. But it's just a dead end. So many mysteries to uncover. I love these kinds of games to play right now. Of all the games you could play, these are the kind that I want to go back to and play after the live stream. That's how fun they are. So awesome. Yeah, so definitely using Atari's Adventure as an influence and doing it very well. Even with the clunkiness of the hit detection, this is still a blast. This is it honestly feels like a nitpick to say that. Whoa, now you're getting ahead of us, Manly. I don't know what game you're talking about. You're speaking of something from the far future. All right, what happens if we go? Is this the same thing? Does it? Oh no, it's the same. It goes back to this side. But with 100 screens total, you'd be lost for a long time. All right, so I wouldn't call this one as good as the original adventure. I wouldn't call this as good as Haunted House for the Atari VCS. I wouldn't call this as good as Seamus that you can be playing right now on your Atari home computer. I wouldn't call this as good as Crypts of Terror or Beneath the Pyramids or The House of Usher. This one is very, very well done, but I would give the nod to those games that play like adventure. And not this one. This is still very, very good. Excellent. Oh, there we go. All right, so quick taste of Galahad and the Holy Grail. I want to keep playing. I want to go find the Holy Grail, figure out the mazes, just like I did with Adventure. It's an excellent game. Of all the games you could be playing right now across all home computers, this is still a 4-star game. This is a treasure. It is not as menu-focused as most role-playing games. You know, it actually just has more action to it. I call this, it has adventure elements to it. Manly's with me saying 4 stars as well. It is very, very well done. Yeah, Charlie, man, yeah, 4-star game across all home computers. Looks like the chat's with me on that one. All right, with that, let's see what our next game is. Next, we're going to the United Kingdom to play Galaxians, plural Galaxians, not just one, more than one. This Galaxians version on the Acorn Atom, I don't have a lot of information for, so we're just going to pop in and play Galaxians. This is by Aardvark at sometime in October 1982. By the way, this shouldn't be confused with Galaxians or Galaxian that was by Bug Bite that we already saw in February 1982. And it shouldn't be confused with Galaxians that we played on the Exidy Sorcerer or Galaxians for the ZX81 and ZX Spectrum by Arctic Computing. This is a totally different Galaxians. This is also the very first time that we get to play a game on the Acorn Atom on disc. Everything else we played on the Acorn Atom has been cassette, and it's been pretty clunky. So let's try to load something on disc and see what happens. Here we go. Hopefully it will work for us. Oh, did I already crash? I think I already froze it. All right, let's try it again. All right, I'll boot her up again. Come on, Acorn Atom. I know you want to play nicely. All right, ready? And go. Why isn't it? It was just responding right before, and now the whole thing is not responding. It's just frozen. I don't believe it. I cannot believe it. People did not believe. Every time. It's always the Acorn Atom. Whenever we played this originally with cassette, it still would seize up and be like, what? No, I don't want to work. This is the reason why we never played anything on the ZX81. All right, let's try it again. Ready? Anything? Is it not going to type whatsoever? I can't believe it. It is the atom bomb. I can't believe that it's just sitting here chilling and it's not responding whatsoever. Let me see. Maybe we do this or this. Oh, here we go. Do we got? Thank you. Oh my goodness. What in the world's going on? All right, let's try it again. All right, ready and go. All right, so try this. No. I want... All right, so to load this on disk, you have to go through a few command prompts, and good luck trying to find this online. Ready? We load this one, and then we load the directory in, and then we load... I want to know what is on this disk. There it is. So we know what's on the disk, so now we can... I can't believe how crazy this is to load. And then we want to load Galaxy. Did I spell it right? I did. We're in. We got it to work. The Acorn Atom, the first game we played here on the show on disc. I don't know why you're playing anything on disc. Everyone you played it on cassette. No one shelled out the money for the disc version. We are the Galaxians. Mission destroy aliens. Yes, thanks, Marshall. It is pretty clunky. Oh my goodness. Can you believe that? All right, so this is the 18th game we played by Aardvark across, all platforms. We originally saw Galaxian in the arcade in October 1979, and so there's been two official Galaxian games in the series, Galaxian and then Galaga. This is the 76th game that plays like Galaxian that we played here on the show. 76 other games that play really close to Galaxian. And this is the second time on the Acorn Atom we played a game that is like Galaxian. On this little micro, this is the second one. Man, okay, so let's get into it. How do we start this sucker? Does it... Oh, nice, it goes through like a high score. Can we change that? That's pretty cool. All right, so... There it is. All right, I'm ready. The controls are very, very strange because I'm using Shift and Caps Lock to play. But, I mean, look at this. If you've seen all the other games we played for the Acorn Atom, did it say that on the title screen? This can't be officially licensed. Because this looks really close to some other games we've played on other micros. Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's not official. The music was Moon Cresta. Yeah. I'm getting what we usually have whenever we play games on the TRS-80 Color computer, and that's the drift. Because this is keyboard controlled only. None of the games we played on the Acorn Atom have used a joystick, but... Let's go in again. Yeah. Wow, yeah, the controls are very, very interesting because as soon as you type a key, you continue to move to the other side. It's also one of the loudest games we played on the Acorn Atom. Not that we're cranking the volume, but it's also very noisy. Most Acorn Atom games aren't this noisy. But the way it looks graphically, this is the best looking Acorn Atom game we've ever played on the show. I want to say this is the best game you could play for the Acorn Atom, at least visually. Yeah, Charlie, so they're using that, but it's not official. It makes a deafening sound. Wow, yeah. The movement's so quick, and you really don't have as much control as the ships do. It feels like the ships have a lot more control. Yeah. This has the same chip as the TRS-80 Color computer? Yeah, way better than I thought. I can't believe it. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Most of the games we play on the Acorn Atom, though, they don't look as good. They remind me of a system we're going to be playing later. Like graphically, because it doesn't push it as far. But this looks like we're playing on something on the Dragon 32, but we're playing on the Acorn Atom. That's what the power of the disc can do, if you pay enough for the disc drive. Yeah, once the enemies come down, I'm out of luck. I'm surviving for longer now. The other one we had played that was by Bug Bite was pretty good. This one's better though. If you want to consider just the games that are on the Atom. Yeah, make sure. I wonder how they're getting the sound to come out. There's not a whole lot of sound we've heard on the Acorn Atom, so it's very impressive. Wow. All right, so this is really similar and looks close to the Arcadians we played on the BBC Micro. Check that one out because it looks really close. And as far as the best Galaxian games you could play right now on home computers, there's other really good ones like the Arcade Machine where you can make your own Galaxian game. AE, which is another really good one across all home computers. Bandits is another really good one. Cosmic Fighter, and then Arcadia. So there's a lot of other examples of games you could play that are good. At this point, I would say this is still the best looking Acorn Atom game we played thus far. It is the first we played on disc, but yes, Charlie, yeah, turn the sound off and it's 3.5. Awesome. All right, there you go. There's Galaxians on the Acorn Atom. Very, very well done. If you had an Acorn Atom, this would be a must-have, a must-play game if it was only on this home computer. Because it's going against all the other home computers that are out there, I actually give it nods to other games that play like Galaxians because this one's truer to the arcade, you know, the way it looks. But yeah, Ken's going 3 with sound. Yeah, I know if you can turn the sound off, there wasn't an option, at least not that I know of. But it's still around the average range for everything you could play up to this point. Yeah, for Galaxian, it's decent. It works great. If it was just the Acorn Atom, it'd be much better. I'm going to go 3 stars of all the games you could play up to this point across all home computers. Very well done, Acorn Atom. I'm also going to bring it down. I was going to say 3.5 before, but because of the loading and because of the struggle, and a lot of video games you play at this time, you're going to have struggle. But this was brutal, very, very brutal. All right, now it's time to put our video game playing on pause, or just break the game entirely and go play on another console or another home computer. We're going to keep playing every single video game that no one's done before this quest on handhelds, arcade, home computers, and in the arcade all over the world. Next time on Chronologically Gaming, the most intense racing experience in video game form. It's Le Mans in 1982. That's it for today, and like I always say, keep your video game buddies close and your video game rivals closer. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.